have probably the biggest, most audacious, the hugest thing that would cause a massive tsunami impact here in Oklahoma, in the nation, globally, and massively in my town that I want to share with you. It is a crazy idea. It's way out there. I mean, it is unique. I don't think I've ever seen it done this way, and I think we could do it. But I wanted to go ahead and put it out there so that people can hear it and kind of get your thoughts. What I'm looking at doing is making Norman a local, regional, national, and global food, music, and art city. Ultimately, we have the very best foundation we could possibly have for all three of those things. But I want to give you a little bit about the assets that we have, and then the vision I have for each category, and then what I look at overall. So let's start off. With music. The things that we do really, really well in Norman for music. We have a second Friday art walk every month. That is every second Friday. You can come out, you can look at art, watch music, eat good food. So again, it's kind of that synergy. It's like a smaller version of what I want to do, but I want to kick it up like 55,000 notches and see what happens. So we do that every month. We're really, really good at it. Also, our regional partners down in Purcell, they have a third Friday art walk. And I've even heard towards the end of the year, last year, Paul's Valley had like a fourth Friday art walk. So we're starting to get a lot of these like regional things going on here that we can really like go after. In the music category, we have several legendary venues. You got the Blue Bonnet, you got the Red Brick Bar, you have the Deli, you have Guest Room Records. Most musicians who have ever played in Norman have a sticker on their case, and it's a couch, and it says Guest Room Records on it. We got Hollywood Corners, we got Othello's, we've got, all these incredible, incredible venues. It is absolutely phenomenal. We got phenomenal, just impromptu things. We have our Summer Breeze series. We have our Winter Breeze. We have the Depot. We've got just music that just appears and just happens. And so I want to kind of increase that and make that happen. We have the Bell Star Saloon, which is down in Purcell. They are doubling that in size. They have good live music down there as well. And so we have all these amazing things in this one area. But here's the thing that I think we can do better. Here's where I think we have opportunities in this area. And that is, we need to have conversations with record labels to move to Norman. We need to have conversations with all the people, the marketing and graphic designers and filmmakers that do music videos and all that, and make sure they are all here in our city, that they have either businesses here or they have a presence here, or they come down on a regular basis, and make sure that they're connecting together, and making sure that we have all of those people in one spot, so that when an artist needs something, they know to come to Norman and they can go ahead and play, because we have the venues to do it. They can go ahead and have record producers, they have record labels here, they can have all the people they need to get them off the ground and put it all in one spot. And we need to have a very strong relationship with ACM at UCO. And I think that their students should have a showcase on a regular basis in Norman. We can use our venues. We have all these incredible places. Again, we can get people down here and get people excited. Make sure we have the marketing teams and just have all of that happen and get it in this area. I will talk more about what I want to do overall and how this is all going to synergize together into one event with all three groups in just a second. Film is also part of this, and our film industry is huge, so I would like to follow up with, we had a person out of Hollywood that moved into Norman that we were supposed to see some things that I have not seen yet. So I think that it is one thing to say that you're going to be here, it's another thing to follow through. So we need to make sure that if you're coming here as a filmmaker, we're a film-ready city, we're a film-friendly city. We've got all of the places out here for you to film in. We'd love to show you around. We'd love to tell you about what we can offer, give you all of the background on that. We have incredible teams that can walk you through that and make that happen. We need to add sound stages. I know in our development that we're looking at now, we're looking at adding sound stages and other opportunities. We need to make sure that we have and promote our locations that we have here. Again, it's a creative synergy for us. So the music part of it, we can do your scores. We have all of that. You have your music video people here that also adds extra people. We need to build out actors and actresses. We have great, we have great casting directors and stuff that already live in Norman. Like that's already part of who we are. So that's fantastic. We got dancers that live here. That's phenomenal. And so things like Sooner Theater has been here forever. So we've been building actors from the ground up. The OU Film is getting better and better and better. It's done well, but it keeps increasing. And so we have all that happening. We need to make sure that we have a strong presence here in Norman from Rock Paper Cannon. I want them here. I want Prairie Surf here. I want a presence from Green Pastures here. I want all of the film companies up in the Tulsa area to be able to come in, so that we bring all of our movie people into one spot and add that in to this event that I'm about to talk about. And so that is underneath the film part of it. And again, we're already showcasing all of our film productions and all that. It would just give Norman a chance to be the center and hub for that. And I think that's fantastic. When we look at all of our art, again, I'm using Second Friday. Why? Because it is hard to explain Second Friday unless you've been here. If you don't, by the way, March 14th, you can come and check it out. It's going to be incredible. We have art galleries downtown that are walkable. We have Fred Jones Museum of Art. We have the Sam Noble Museum of Art. We have Jacobson House. We have the Historical Museum. We have Firehouse Art Center, which is like a cultural art explosion of fun. We've got murals all over. We have Resonance. We have incredible spaces. We can, I think, do more. We have art collectives. We have independent artists that we don't even know who they are. They're probably in their house making art, or they're doing classes in there. And so I want to get all those people in open. I want people to see them, know that they can come here, and really we have a creative energy that works really well for people. So that would be fantastic. I want to create art collectives. I want to make sure that they have artists all over the city, not in just one spot. So the central part of Norman does. Hello, Mickey. And so the central part of Norman is our core right now, and then you have quite a bit in the campus corner area right across from the university. But I want to look at east. I want to look at west. I want to look all over the place, and make sure that we can guide those art centers. The vibe will be different based on what part of the city you're in. So we could have more culturally diverse areas and all different spaces. So I want to work on a sales space for local art, meaning that you can go ahead and have a business and then put it together where multiple artists can put their art in one space, and we could sell it to a person who wants to buy regional art, Oklahoma art, then go to one spot and buy it. That it's not just international or outside Oklahoma art, but really specific to Oklahoma and Norman in particular. And then let's talk food for a second. Now, we are a culinary gem. We have absolutely phenomenal restaurants, whether it is Mexican food, whether it's Terrahumara's, whether it is Neighborhood Jam, we've got Blue, we have Victoria's, we got The Diner, we have, incredible food. It's Cabo Bish. We have amazing food, and we're home to the Hal Smith Restaurant Group. We have phenomenal spaces, incredible food. So what I would love to do is to scratch. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, when I was looking at who is the most farm to table, who is the restaurant that used the most locally sourced ingredients, it was number one by far was Scratch. If you haven't been to Scratch Kitchen and Cocktails, it's amazing. They're phenomenal. They make their own drink mixes, and they're absolutely incredible. But they partner, and they're also not far from the farmer's market. It's right downtown. I think The producers, the food producers, I want to get them into Norman. I want to make sure that they have really strong relationships, whether we have a food market that includes like a butcher area where they can cut that meat and show you how to do that, or we have, the best, chicken producers, they can again show you what, bring those in. I want to make sure that we have all of that. Our farmers market is phenomenal. I no doubt, trust me, Saturday morning at the well is incredible. I think it can grow even more. I know that's crazy because they're thinking, wait a minute, what will we do? We would close everything down and just grow it and grow it and grow it. I think that we need to bring more farmers from further away to come in and be able to, but I want our chefs to build relationships with those farmers so that Tuesday evening sometimes and that Saturday morning definitely, they're getting those fruits and vegetables and they're getting on those menus as soon as possible, because I want to make sure that we have the freshest, most amazing ingredients, because again, that just ups our game when it comes to what kind of food and the level of food and the skill level of our chefs in town, what they can get. Obviously, we don't have a lot of oceans around, so fish producers will have to figure out how to do that. But we have incredible cheese shops. I mean, you can source a lot in our city by itself. So that would be absolutely phenomenal. And I think each of these three areas, there should be a tour developed. Whether it is a food tour where you can go and you can check out local restaurants that we know are incredible at what they do, or an art tour where we can do art gallery tours and we can bring people in and give them either a map or different places to visit or interactive ways to come in, and then of course a music tour and bring everybody in. Now the musicians, I would also like to see, this is something, again, visioning in the future. As a music city, one of the things we have to do is be open earlier. So those actual music days have to start earlier, and people have to then go to a show at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2. If you look at like Nashville, Austin, some of those other, Memphis, some of those other cities, what you're looking at is they have music starting early and just keeps on going and runs through. And yes, the more people you have in one concentrated area, it actually causes more tourism. And we've seen that happen. The Norman Music Festival is no joke. And so ultimately, that's part of my overall thing. So now, if we did a tour of all three of those things, that's fantastic. During the year, that's going to be great, and that's amazing. Now, let me talk about my big idea. I want to have a 3-week festival. And I think it can be done. So what would happen is it would start Norman Music Festival weekend, and it'd probably be the week before of leading up to Norman Music Fest. Because what I would want to do is I want to make sure that we have all things music. We have classes. We've got panel discussions. We have record labels that are having showcases. We've got marketing teams, digital marketing teams. And we would do all of that on that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, let Norman Music Fest do what Norman Music Fest does, which is has one of the most incredible music festivals in the entire country. And guess what? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to go. You can buy VIP passes. There's some extra sweeteners if you want to, but ultimately this festival is free. You just have to come to Norman, Oklahoma and enjoy yourself and watch over 300 bands over several days. It is absolutely incredible. If you've not been here, please book your room if you can get one at this point and come check it out this year. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, once that festival is done, the next festival that comes up is Mayfair. And that's like the first week of May usually. What I would like to do is push it up so that right away after the Norman Music Festival is done, because it should be towards the end of April, then at that point you go directly into Mayfair. This would be our art showcase. So we would bring in artists. We would bring in people that are emerging artists, all of our local artists, our indigenous artists, our different medium artists, stuff that's edgy, stuff that has, look at all the different art districts around the state. Invite the best and the brightest to come down and compete. Let's do it. Let's put the Paseo against some of our local artists here, against some of the Tulsa artists, against some of the rural artists, and bring in their galleries and just do like a artist throwdown in Norman, Oklahoma after we've done the music part of it. Now we have the art festival coming in. You could bring in your stuff. You could go ahead and sell your art. You could create art. You could have a music component, food component in each of those things as well. Because during music festival, they have an art market. They've got music. They've got food as well. So again, all three of these things there's going through it, going through all of this festival side. But making sure that we have our mural tours. We have lots of murals. Our alleys are impressive. I know that sounds crazy, but if you've never seen a painted dumpster, I mean, I'm just saying, they're absolutely stunning. We have incredible artists. They're phenomenal. We've got artist demonstrations, the gallery talks, and all of that. And make sure that we're showcasing our emerging artists, our kids, and the next kids growing up. And we have arts from all perspectives, whether they were indigenous, they're Latino, they're LGBTQIA. I mean, bring in art from all over and make sure that we are getting all of that global reach that we can see. And then after that is over, that week, we will have celebrated art, Mayfair at Campus Corner, and then actually spilling into downtown and other parts of the city as well. Again, this is a citywide event. The last thing that I want to do, the last week, I want to have a Norman Wine and Food Festival like Miami, like Boulder. I mean, they have incredible wine and food festivals. These are like international wine producers. You start getting the best of all over the world and sending invitations to come into Norman, and you get celebrity chefs that are coming in, and you bring our local chefs and our rock star chefs out of Oklahoma City and out of Tulsa and out of the state, bring them all in. Anybody that's a James Beard semifinalist, former finalist, bring them all in, because ultimately I think that's important. And again, that works with our food producers because I want to bring in my wheat farmers, my beef farmers, my chicken farmers, anybody that's producing anything that has the best of what they do. I want them in Norman with those ingredients to let these chefs go to town. I want to showcase not only our food, but everything that we do, and make sure that they can see that we are a global food city. We are, and the wine producers, I want all of our local wineries, absolutely everyone should be showcased. I want to talk about the grape growing history and background and all the things that go with it. I mean, bringing the viticulture program out of OSU, bringing the viticulture program out of Texas, Missouri. I mean, bring them all in. Bring Napa if you want to. Bring them out to Oklahoma and say, get in here, let's go. I mean, bring in Trinitas. I said they have a history and legacy with us. Make sure Kevin Mills is coming in. Well, because again, he has a history and legacy in this area. And so we have an automatic, incredible experience to bring everybody here and showcase our food culture and our wine culture, and really have a week of cooking demonstrations, private events, public events, again, food producing events, and really just go at it for 3 weeks. And you're like, that sounds like a lot. It is. So you're like, what inspired this might be your question. I'm glad you asked. There's 2 different events that inspired this. The number one event that inspired this is Fiesta in San Antonio. Why? Because Fiesta is a 2.5 week event, 3 week event, and they have a ball for that amount of time. And they celebrate. It has become a huge event. It honors where they're from. It honors the legacy and history of the place they're in. And it creates an opportunity for them to just showcase them as a global food city and a global culture city. And I want to do that here. So that is the length and duration of it. Now, the second thing that inspired me was honestly our holiday event that we did this year. We took an event that we had, we synergized it with other things, with 2 other events, and put it all together and created a massive, incredible experience. And if you haven't watched already, I'm big on experiences. For this could be phenomenal, because it would be a 3-week just all out party. And I mean, you could come here, you could stay here, you could move in for a month and just have the absolute best time that you've ever had in your life. And it would send us right into summer, which would be incredible. And then we can figure out what we're going to do during summertime. We actually chill out a little bit in the summertime here, but we don't have to. I think that's something that's different in Norman is that we have, again, incredible music, incredible food, incredible art. So then we could take that summertime and really explore more and do more things during the summer. We can continue to grow this whole event. Medieval Fair happens earlier in April. So whether we want to bring that into a week and do it that way and then go into that and add that to it, there's other things that can happen, but I really think the sheer explosive ability for this city to be like none other would be this event. And that sounds a little bit like hyperbole, but it's not. If you could get this done, and I think we could, because again, we already do Norman Music Festival, we already do Mayfair, and we do a food event. We have like a food week that we have in the summertime. I'm just saying bringing it closer and up the level of everything. Add a little bit more to each thing. Bring in a couple other things to make sure that we are solidifying what we're doing. We have a film festival. Do we want to add that into it? So you have all these opportunities to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And I recognize that we don't have enough hotels. We don't. But then we're going to have to rely on our neighbors. You know what? Purcell's not very far away. We got other spaces. We got Moore's not very far away. Oklahoma City, we have a great relationship with. And I'm like, and we end up helping them out, then they're going to owe us. I'm just saying, softball Olympics. I said, you ought to be bringing those people down here every time to go touch our statue because, you know, we got the best softball team in the world right here in Norman, Oklahoma. Just saying. So there's all kinds of things that are coming up. But that's my big event. This is my big dream. This is something I would love to see. I hope that you would get excited behind an event like this and it would be a lot of fun and that you could bring people to it. We could have all kinds of people around and just the sheer celebration would be so necessary. And by the time you were done, it would be amazing. Amazing. And the amount of artists we could bring in, the amount of musicians we could bring in, the amount of chefs we could bring in, and just absolutely showcase the very best of Norman, Oklahoma. And let me tell you, we are an incredible city. We have so much that is absolutely great about us. We need to be able to sell it. And the way that we can sell it is by putting it out in front of people. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you get excited. And if you think it's a great idea, please put it in the comments. Give me a thumbs up or a heart or a like, or if you want to follow this and see how it goes, whether it happens or not, subscribe to my channel. I will be following it. I do a lot on a lot of different subjects. My network is very diverse. I do things on gardening. I do things on business and life, music, sports, all things Norman, like all things Norman, Oklahoma. Travel. I've got a travel channel. And so if you're looking for different things, it is a great network for you to belong to. Does not cost you anything. Again, all you have to do is just hit that subscribe button, and then you get to be a part of the network. And if I go back and end up charging later on, I'm not going backwards to anybody that's already in, because that's a lot of work. So I'm just saying, if you're in now, you're in. And that's the way it goes. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. It's beautiful outside, and enjoy.